everyone and welcome to the next video in the DeWitte saga. Sorry for the long delay in between videos, but sometimes health gets in my way. But I promise much more coming soon. This is a recording of his sentencing from November 2024, his most recent state case. Of course he will lie, beg, cry, and apologize like normal, but I am so glad it doesn't work anymore. He even tries to use his daughter needing him home. And of course he gets his mom and his wife to lie for him. Sad, but thankfully from what I have been finding, they both seem to have had enough now finally. The video overlay is older video I have used before just to give you something to look at and watch instead of a blank screen or a bunch of words. So please keep that in mind so you understand the audio you will hear is not really related. Hope you enjoy.
We're on the record, State of Florida versus Jeremy Charles DeWitte, 2022 CF 3688. Ms. Cinnamon, did you send a message to Mr. Collins?
Good morning, Your Honor. Yes, Jennifer Cinnamon. Mr. Collins is still in Judge Beamer. They are in the middle of a plea to the bench. Apparently, it has taken longer than anticipated. So, Mr. Collins has said that he will be over as soon as it is done, but it sounds like it's going to be probably 15 to 20 more minutes. His other request would be to reset this for this afternoon. He said that he had made the court aware.
He had indicated that he had another obligation. The court had set this in an effort to accommodate Mr. Ledan's request for a little bit more time to present a mitigation presentation. I'm going to send a word over to Judge Beamer to let him know that I am waiting on Mr. Collins' arrival. I see that we have an online presence, Mr. Ledan. I don't know if you're in contact with that person, if you would let them know. Looks like we're going to be delayed perhaps about 15 minutes or so.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll make sure they're aware of it. There should be two folks.
I can't see unless I join, and I don't want to join to give them the impression that the hearing's going to start.
Yes, Your Honor. Is there an ID number for them to use, or should they be able to just click and connect?
It looks like they're in the waiting room already. There is a Rania that is currently in the queue, and that's the only person. They should be able just to click on it.
There should be another one too, because his mom is in Colorado, so they're going to be appearing virtually too, so he can't.
All right. Yeah, Ms. DeWitte apparently was able to connect, so
okay.
we can.
I'll let her know.
We're only a couple minutes into
Sounds good.
the hearing, so. All right, thank you. I see that Miss Ursula DeWitte has also joined us. All right, I apologize for the delay. We'll be in a 15-minute recess.
Yes, Your Honor.
And this court is in a 15-minute recess.
Back to your online witnesses. They were present when I admitted them. They're no longer present.
I just texted them both, Judge, and let them know we're about to begin.
Thank you.
Yes, sure.
Thank you for your patience. Good afternoon, Ms. DeWitte. Can you hear the court? If you would try again, we did not hear. Can you hear the court, Ms. DeWitte?
I do.
All right, thank you. We can hear you.
Okay.
Ms. DeWitte, we can hear you loud and clear. We're waiting for another online participant, and then we'll get started.
Okay.
Ms. Ms. DeWitte, I don't know if you have video capability. If you wish, you may turn on your video. As soon as we have all the participants, I'm going to turn my computer around so you can see the courtroom.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
So,
You're not required to show video if you choose not to. I just was going to offer that.
And Your Honor, I'm in communication with Jeremy's mom. She's indicating it's not connecting, it's just spinning. She says, I'm sorry. So must be a connectivity issue on her end. Maybe suggest she disconnect and reconnect.
I would suggest that she disconnect and reconnect, and I did see her briefly in the online queue.
is it okay to have my child in the background?
Yes, you're more than welcome. I'm going to be showing the courtroom, and Mr. DeWitte is in the jail uniform, so.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Mr. Ledan, a backup plan could be that we could give the courtroom telephone number to her, and she could observe. Mr. DeWitte, I'm going to mute your microphone for the time being, and then if you are called upon to
That's fine.
testify, we'll unmute your microphone. All right, Ms. Ursula DeWitte has joined us. And as soon as I admitted her, Ms. Ursula DeWitte, are you with us? I saw her briefly. I admitted her into the queue, and she was gone. Here's her again. Let's try. We're joined by an online presence, Ursula DeWitte. Ms. DeWitte, Ms. Ursula, okay. I see you've unmuted your microphone. Can you hear the court?
We can, thank you.
All right, thank you. I'm going to turn my computer around so you can see the courtroom.
Okay.
I'll ask the parties to let me know if that screen changes. Sometimes it does it by itself.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
We are here for sentencing, State of Florida versus Jeremy Charles DeWitte, 2022 CF 3688. The sentencing follows a guilty verdict on October 30th, 2024. The allegation being failure of a sexual offender to comply with registration requirements, failure to provide motor vehicle information changes to DeWitte 2013 black Dodge Charger. He was found guilty unanimously by a jury selected from members of the community. I have been provided with a score sheet in 2022 CF 3688. Mr. Ledan, have you had an opportunity to review that score sheet?
I've had an opportunity to look it over, Judge. What I haven't had an opportunity to do is to go through and parse out whether there's anything on there that I could specify as not, in fact, a scorable charge. And so I've reviewed it with Mr. DeWitte. I just haven't had the bandwidth to go through every one of those prior offenses to see whether anything's improperly scored.
All right. So at this point, you are unaware of any errors, corrections, or omissions on his rather voluminous score sheet?
That's correct.
All right. Thank you. All right, Mr. Ledan, I did receive the emergency motion to continue the sentencing hearing. The court denied that request. However, the court did grant the remote appearance of two witnesses that it was represented were unable to attend. Do you anticipate presenting any mitigation testimony?
Your Honor, my testimony will be presented by Mrs. DeWitte, my client's mother, and my client.
All right. Thank you. So you're calling Ronnie first?
We can, yes, Your Honor.
Well, I'll do it in whatever order you'd like, Mr. Levin.
We can call Ms. DeWitte first. She's got a sick child, so I'm sure being
Thank
able
you.
to take care of that would be best.
All right. Thank you. Ms. DeWitte, I appointed you over to the court clerk. If you would please raise your right hand, be sworn.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to enter into this case is to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Ms. Rania DeWitte, your microphone is muted.
I think you muted her, Judge. You might have to unmute her on your
Nope,
side.
she can. I think she can do it.
Okay,
All
so mute it now.
All right. Thank you. Did you hear the clerk's instructions?
Yes.
All right. And do you swear to tell the truth in these proceedings?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. I'm going to turn you back around to Mr. Ledan.
Good morning, Ms. DeWitte. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
You and I had a brief opportunity to speak about this yesterday. You're aware of why you're here today. What is it that you would like the court to consider as it relates to Jeremy's sentence in this case?
Well, we need him home. He plays a big role in his daughter's life, and she really misses him so much. And he's supporting my family. He's my only family here in the United States. I have no family but him and my daughter, and he's my best friend as well. And we really missed him so much. And I never imagined that I would have a daughter or a child that is going to grow up without her father. It hurts so much, and it hurts. Her words hurt me when she asked me about her father 10 times a day. And that's all.
Okay. When Jeremy was home, was he working and employed?
Yes.
Was he providing for the family, paying the mortgage, paying the bills for your child's needs and your needs?
Absolutely. We were both paying for everything, and it was a big help.
Okay. I know this is a personal question, but we're only afforded this opportunity once. I understand that at one point, or maybe more than one point, the home was in foreclosure, and there were some financial difficulties that you were going through. Is that true?
That's true. Because I only can work part-time right now, so I can support my child and take care of her. And due to Jeremy not being home, our house in jeopardy.
Okay. I appreciate that. Are you aware of the sentence that Jeremy was given in Orange County that required him to divest himself of Metro State?
No.
Okay. Do you know what I mean by divest himself of that? Are you aware that he had to get rid of Metro State as a business?
Yes.
Okay. And as part of that, he had to get rid of anything that said Metro State on it, like the vehicles, other...
Everything.
Are you familiar with that?
Yes.
Okay.
He was trying to sell everything, get rid of everything, and not even leave a sticker or anything that has Metro State on it. And I was with him and his family as well, and he was trying his best.
Okay. Was there a 2013 Dodge Charger that was at your residence, at your family home, that was a Metro State vehicle at one point?
Yes.
Okay. Are you aware of that vehicle getting stripped of all of the Metro State insignias and various trappings of the business?
It was.
Okay. Do you know when that was done?
When the court advised him to do so.
Judge, the screen just popped up with a gray box. I can still see in the background other things, but I don't know how that affects it. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So can you repeat your answer?
When he was advised to do so, he stripped everything out of the car.
Okay. Was he getting assistance with that? Was Ursula helping him with that because he was incarcerated for a period of time?
Yes.
Okay. When the 2013 Charger was stripped, was it also painted?
Correct.
What color was it painted?
All black.
Okay. Do you know who James Woods is?
Can you repeat the name again?
Yes, ma'am. James Woods. Do you know?
Yes, I know.
Okay.
I know him. Yeah, he was.
Was Mr. Woods coming out to the property to ensure compliance with the court order in the Orange County sentence?
Yes.
Was Mr. Woods aware that the Metro State Dodge Charger was on your property at some point?
He was, and he was the one that informed me this car wasn't supposed to be here because it was white and had black and white in it. And for that reason, I told Jeremy and we got it painted black. And he was aware that this is his car. We told him multiple times.
Okay. I'm going to approach the witness with some photographs, Your Honor. Okay. I'm going to try to hold this up in a way where you can see it. Can you see the picture that I'm holding up?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recognize the vehicle in this picture that we were speaking of?
Yes.
Okay. And is this the one I'm pointing to here with my finger? Is that the?
Correct.
Okay. And I'm going to show you a picture of it by itself. Is that the same vehicle?
That's the same vehicle.
Okay. And that's the vehicle that you had repainted all black?
Correct.
Was Mr. Woods preventing you from, was Mr. Woods preventing Jeremy from moving back home prior to it being painted all black?
Correct. He said he cannot come home with this vehicle, black and white, and we had to repaint it. We had to do all that with the help of his family. And he came home and he saw the vehicle and he saw everything and he agreed that he can come home. So he's aware of everything.
Okay. Is this the vehicle being delivered back to your property after it was painted all black?
Yes.
Okay. And same thing, this is the vehicle parked in the front yard after it had been painted all black?
Yes. Yes. Same vehicle.
Thank you, ma'am. So, until that vehicle came into compliance, was Mr. DeWitte being required to stay at different hotels away from the family house?
He was staying in a hotel that was approved, and he couldn't come home until Mr. Woods came home and approved everything.
Okay.
And
when the vehicle was on property in the Metro State kind of trappings condition, did it have a license tag on it, a Florida tag on it?
I'm sure it has, yes, it had.
And did it also maintain a tag on it when it was painted all black?
Correct.
All right. Okay. Other than the financial hardship and the emotional hardship that this causes you by not having Jeremy home, is there anything else you'd like the court to consider?
I would love for him to consider that my daughter needs her father, and me as her mom, I'm hurting every day to see her growing without her father and looking at other children and seeing them with their dad, watching TV and see dad rule in the movie or a show and her dad is not here. She remembers him, even though he hasn't been home for a few months now. She remembers everything. He's a really great father. He's a good husband. He's a good friend. He has a good heart. And that's all what I need him to consider.
Thank you, Mr. Wood. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Mr. Collins, Ms. Cinnamon, cross-examination.
No, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Let me call your next witness.
Yes, Your Honor. And I'm going to approach real quick and see if I can clear out just a little box that popped up. I think
You're welcome.
I think it's just where the cursor might have landed or something. There we go. Okay.
There's a mind of its own.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, the next witness we call is Ursula DeWitte. That's my client's mom.
Thank you. Ms. DeWitte, I'm going to point you over to Madam Clerk. I'll ask that you please follow their instructions.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to enter into this case is to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right. And for purposes of the record, I observed both witnesses raise their right hand and take the oath. Mr. Ledan, when you're ready.
Good morning, or excuse me, well, I guess it's morning in Colorado, but good afternoon, Ms. DeWitte.
Good afternoon.
Are you there with Leanda?
I am.
Okay. Judge, I don't know. So my client has two moms. They're together on the screen. Would it be possible to have them both sworn in, or do we do it one at a time?
Why don't we do it one at a time for purposes of the record?
Yes, Your Honor. So I misspoke earlier. Then I'm going to have both of his moms testify.
Gotcha.
So as it relates to Ursula DeWitte, I know that you and I have talked again briefly yesterday. You know why Jeremy's before the court for sentencing today, right?
Yes, I do.
And you're well aware of the cases that he's had?
Yes, I am.
Okay. What is it that you would like the court to know from your perspective about sentencing?
Just the same as Rania, and in reference to our granddaughter. We do our best to keep the relationship that he has with her alive, but it's very hard just on a couple of phone calls a week. She's 4 years old, so she asks a lot of questions, and we try and let her know that her dad loves her. We send dad lots of pictures, but really that's the only connection that they have right now, and that's just very hard.
Yes, ma'am. You typically reside in Florida, correct?
Yes.
And if Jeremy was sentenced in a way, or whenever he's released, I should say, you have contact with him?
Absolutely, yes.
And you have a close relationship with him?
Yes, I do.
Would you be in a position to assure the court that during the period of his sentence, should he be on some type of community-based supervision, that you would assist him in making sure that he abides by any special requirements that the court might impose or that the statute might require of him as a registered sex offender?
Yes, I would do my very best, yes.
Okay. I appreciate it. Is there anything else you'd like the court to consider?
Just in relationship to the black Dodger, the Charger, sorry. I was actually the one that, arranged for him to be towed. We took it to Mako over there on Mercy Drive. We had it painted black. It was the same car the entire time, and had it brought back to the house. we were complying all the time with Mr. Woods' conditions.
Okay. And I appreciate why you're saying Mr. Woods' conditions, because he was the one that was ensuring compliance, but it's really the conditions of the plea agreement that Jeremy entered into, correct?
I agree, yes.
Okay.
We worked with them side by side. We shut down the business. We emptied, the location. Yes. But yeah, definitely in regards to the black Charger, I was the one that helped him get it towed and painted, paid for the painting, and had it re-delivered back to his house so he could go home.
All right, I'm gonna show you an invoice that I was provided. Does this look familiar to you? Can you see that?
Mako's, yes.
Yes, ma'am. And it was it the Mako here on Mercy Drive in Orlando that you took or had it towed to,
Yep.
rather?
Yes, because I had to go there to make the payment, yes.
Okay. And that was to bring the vehicle in compliance?
Yes.
According to this invoice, the total was nearly $1,600. Is that correct? Can you see that?
That is correct, yes.
Okay. All right. I appreciate it. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
I don't have any further questions for Ursula DeWitte, Your Honor.
Thank you. Cross-examination for Ursula DeWitte.
Oh my God. No, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right. Your last witness, Mr. Ledan.
Mr. DeWitt's other mom is Mrs. McMurtry. Leandra McMurtry.
Are you Miss McMurtry?
Yes, I am.
All right. Thank you. I've pointed you over to Madam Clerk. If you would please follow the instructions.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to enter into this case is to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Ms. McMurtry, I'm going to spin you back around so you can see the courtroom and Mr. Ledan.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Everything we're saying is being recorded, and so that I don't misspell your name, if you could please spell your first and last name for the record, please. And you're Mr. DeWitt's mom?
Yes, stepmom.
Stepmom, yes, ma'am. Could you detail for the court, I know personally how involved you were with assisting Mr. DeWitte of divesting himself of Metro State as a business. Can you detail for the court the steps that you had to take to help facilitate that while he was incarcerated serving the sentence related to that plea agreement?
Yes, I had to strip all of the vehicles that he had. He had motorcycles, cars, trucks. He had to take all the decals off of them, removing lights out of the vehicles, taking lights off of them, assisted his mother with selling the motorcycles and cars and trucks, going to his home and helping his wife and his mother remove anything that was even remotely related to Metro State. Decals, stickers, flyers, little packets, just anything that said Metro State. I helped them move it out of the home, dispose of it, trash, whatever we had to do to get rid of it.
Okay. And I know that was a pretty Herculean task for you guys. There were some difficulties getting some of the things done. Can you explain to the court the impact that had on being able to reunite Jeremy with the family?
Just, to give an idea, he had a vehicle fleet. We had to get those out of his house, out of his yard, out of the business. We had shut down the location that he was storing them at because that was all in his name and Metro State's name. So we had to move all of that into storage that his mother or I only had access to, so that we could get rid of all of that merchandise, the materials, the stuff that his people used on the escorts. It was a 20 by 30 foot storage that we had to move everything to, so that it was not in his home, so that we could get rid of it. He had no access to it while we had it in the storage. We had, to sell it, trash it, give it away. It was just a a lot of work.
Right, I understand. And until that came into compliance, Mr. DeWitte wasn't being permitted to live at the house, correct, or stay?
That's correct.
So
We
again,
would, and then, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, yes, that there were different things that we weren't aware of. For instance, the black and white Charger, we took off the decals. We thought that was, we took out lights, took out the decals, and then his probation officer pointed out that the seat that was in the back of the car was a police seat, and that was not allowed. So we worked to get rid of that. There was on this sticker on the trunk, we'd go back and take care of that because it was a huge task, and small things might have been overlooked, but as soon as his officer pointed it out, we took care of it. Our goal was to get him home to his family.
Do you remember whether that black and white Charger and ultimately the Charger that was repainted all black had a vehicle tag on it?
It did have a tag. I couldn't tell you what it said or anything.
Sure. I couldn't tell you what my tag number is. That's okay. But it had a tag on it?
It did have a tag because it had a Metro State frame around it. And I had to take the frame off because it said Metro State on it.
Sure. Okay. I appreciate it. And was that vehicle ever something that was kept hidden away or under cover of any kind?
No, it was in the driveway of their house.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else that you would like the court to consider as it relates to sentencing other than the Metro State piece of this?
Just that his daughter does love him. She misses him. She talks to him on the phone whenever, we get the opportunity to connect. And she, her first things are, "Hi, Daddy." She can't see him when she's talking to him, but she still looks forward to talking to him. And I would say that, outside of, the financial support that his wife needs, his daughter needs him home as soon as possible.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate it. Thank you for being present.
Cross-examination?
Nothing to say, Your Honor.
Thank you. Additional witnesses or evidence?
Just my argument, Judge, and my client would like to make a statement to the court whenever it's appropriate.
I'm ready whenever you are.
Would you like him to stand?
He's welcome to stand. He's welcome to remain seated in front of the microphone. I do need him in front of the microphone, though, just to make sure that recording proceeds.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's not working, Your Honor?
I can hear you just fine. And the court reporters will give us a call if they can't hear us. All right. Ready?
Your Honor, first I want to say, thank you for letting me speak, and I apologize that I've wasted so much of your time in this Court's times. You hear from my family that the car was there. I apologize 100% for my overlook. At one point in time, before my business was ordered to be shut down, I had 46 vehicles. I know that doesn't make it right or wrong, but 46 vehicles to sure.
Does he need to be sworn?
I would ask for it to be, Your Honor, sworn testimony.
All right.
Sorry.
Yeah, I forgot. I neglected to swear you in.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to enter into this case is to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. DeWitte, everything you've told me up to this point when I neglected to swear you in, was that true and correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. You may continue. Sorry for the interruption.
No, you have more things going on than I do. So, like I said, at one point I had 46 vehicles, between motorcycles and ambulances and tow trucks. Saying that it was a major mission just to get the vehicles right is not even in comparison to the reality. And on top of that, I couldn't even really go and help. I had to stay outside of Osceola County. And I had to use my mom to take care of my vehicles.
I know that I screwed up, and I'm very sorry. I'm not sorry that I got caught. I'm sorry that I overlooked something like this. I have been doing this for so long, as you've been able to see and Mr. Ladana said. But one thing that I would like for Your Honor to understand is, and Mr. Ladana brought that up the other day during trial too, is when I was registering the vehicles in Orange County, a lot of times, all the time, when I would go there, all they would ever ask for was year, make, and model. Year, make, and model. They never asked for VINs. They never asked for tags. I'd even tried to supply tags, and they would always advise me year, make, and model. That was it. That's why Rania's tag was never on there to begin with, and that's why if you look at this one registration, most of them are missing. The only reason why those motorcycles have tags was because in 2019, Sergeant Vittler added those tags because they weren't there before then either. And when I registered in Osceola County in October of 2020, Anna Rivera, and we went over my vehicles. There was no tags, and she told me that that was fine. We didn't even actually fix the tags until February of this year, when me and Anna started talking. She said that they had approached Ms. Rivera and said that she needed to go ahead and correct the tags on my paperwork. So I truly apologize that the tags weren't added. I was from 2016. I've been doing the same thing. Never putting a tag, just a year, make, and model in Orange County. I moved here because it put us closer to our son in his cemetery, the cemetery where my son is at. That's why we moved here. And I wouldn't be in front of you apologizing. If I stayed in Orange County, I don't believe this ever would have happened because I was following status quo with Orange County. I'm sorry. I really am sorry. Again, I'm not sorry for getting caught. I'm sorry for overlooking it and not having the follow through for these vehicles. You know, I had 46, and while I've been in custody, the 8 months that I've been in, I've gone through multiple classes from OSHA for offender corrections, so that way I don't, relapse on things, and I make sure that I go through and do the proper things that are needed. I took a class for preparation for felon relapse, making mistakes as a felon. I went through a parenting class for my girl. I took a violence class. I took the second part of offender corrections, which is a deeper look in the subconscious of a felon, and the mistakes he's made. And then I took a class in reference to release to make sure that I follow the proper steps and releases in case I were to be able to come home. And then I also took an anger management class. I also have a letter from the chaplain, if Your Honor would like to read it, that says that I'm very dedicated to my religion and I've helped other Muslims in the jail.
Judge, I'm going to ask that these be made part of the record. I've got it. I'm going to present the state with what we've just reviewed with the court orally, and then I'll provide a supplemental to the state with an email to follow from today's hearing.
Let me get the state's position. Any objection to the certificates being made part of the record?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you.
They're uploaded case bench trial style in there.
Let me review these, Mr. DeWitte?
Yes.
Thank you. I have reviewed the certificates.
And Your Honor, procedurally, do you want me to admit the photographs and the makeover receipt into the record for any purpose? I was just using it as demonstrative aids for the witnesses.
I don't know what the evidence supports as far as sentence mitigation, but I'm not going to curtail you from putting in the record whatever you wish to elicit. So you're welcome to have those marked.
I have no objection, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Sure.
I don't know. Sorry for the interruption, Mr. DeWitte. Why don't you wrap up with one other question?
You may continue.
Yes, sir. I want to say two more things before I wrap it up. And I started a business to prove that I'm not this horrible sex offender that people. I want to do the right thing. I started a business. I tried to do it. It grew faster than I thought. It was, and while it was that big, I still did everything I could to make sure I was in line or following the FDLE. I'm sorry. I screwed up. I believed and trusted what the tag situation. The other thing I want to say, and I know this is, I don't know. The other day, Your Honor, when you did the juveniles, the first 3 or 4 of them, I was crying while I was sitting there because a lot of the mothers were saying that their fathers weren't there and things of that nature. And I know it's silly, but I picture my daughter. You know, I don't want that kind of thing to ever be. I'm truly sorry. I corrected all the tags in February when Anna called me. I corrected everything with Ada. We spent 3 days on the phone and emails back and forth. And I was hoping she was going to be in here at trial so here could address them. I screwed up. I'm an idiot. The buck stops with me. I understand that at the end of the day, it's my responsibility to tell the clerks at the Osceola County Sheriff's Office that they were supposed to take my... I understand that. I don't want to say that word. I screwed up. And I'm very sorry. I am. I want to be home with my daughter and my wife. I understand that I made a mistake. But my family and my daughter and my wife shouldn't suffer for when we went through so many steps to do the right thing. And you heard Leanda and my wife both say that the tag had a thing on it. The tag was on the car. The car always had a tag. It was an oversight that I made while I was trying to just get back home to my family because I was stuck living in a hotel that I couldn't afford because I just got out of prison. And we were rushing things, and it was an overlook, an oversight, and I screwed up, and I'm severely sorry. Your Honor, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. DeWitte. Additional presentation from the defense?
It's just argument, Judge. I don't have any witnesses. Thank you.
Thanks. State sentencing recommendation?
Your Honor, Mr. DeWitte is no newbie to the criminal justice system. He has 19 felony convictions. In 2020, I was a prosecutor before Your Honor with his false impersonating a law enforcement officer. And that chance, the State Attorney's Office drafted a multi-deal across Orange County, and I know you're aware of it, Your Honor, where we gave Mr. DeWitte a significant break. And we gave him a chance, basically, to hopefully curtail his actions. not even a month or two later after kind of starting the probation on that, he's back before the court violating new cases, basically, particularly the case we're here today for, Your Honor. I don't believe Mr. DeWitte is sorry. I believe he's sorry that he got caught. I believe he's sorry that his shenanigans have been basically, they're at the end of the line. I think Mr. DeWitte's been given multiple chances, more than significant in dominating most people that trek through your report, basically, Your Honor. And based on that, the state's recommending the maximum criminal penalties, which is 82.73 months. The state's also recommending to the court that that sentence be consecutive to any other sentence. Mr. DeWitte has gotten numerous breaks from his court, numerous sentences that run concurrent. It's time that Mr. DeWitte realizes no more.
Is he currently serving a sentence?
He's not, Your Honor.
Okay. So the request to run it consecutive to a sentence that he's currently serving is outside the bounds of what the court can consider. I also have a question about the score sheet. Because the lowest permissible prison sentence in months exceeds the statutory maximum for a third-degree felony, case law indicates that that becomes both the floor and the ceiling for sentencing considerations absent a downward departure.
Correct, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Ledan, final word, sentencing recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. I appreciate the court's time. We're asking for a downward departure predicated upon a mitigation circumstance that's articulated within the statute, namely that the offense was committed in an unsophisticated manner. It was an isolated incident for which the defendant has shown remorse. The information that I would point to, Judge, would be, well, several things. One, when the detective first initiated this case, he put together a sworn affidavit requesting an arrest warrant that Judge Bigny signed off on prior to his execution. And in that, he referenced several things that I think are noteworthy to my request. One, he highlighted in there on page 2 of the affidavit for arrest warrant, which is dated December 8th of 2022. On the top of page 2, it says, per the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, in paren FDLE, Jeremy has been registering as a sexual offender in the state of Florida as of January 17, 2008. Jeremy last reported in person on September 22nd, 2022 to conduct an information update, and that he began registering in Osceola County on August 24th of 2020. I think that's probative to my request, Judge, because as Mr. DeWitte indicated, he's been reporting for many, many years and has gone to a number of different compliance officers to facilitate those reports, both in person and virtually during the COVID years. He goes on to state in that same sworn affidavit that pursuant to paragraph 9 of the sex offender requirements, that he's to report any changes in vehicle owned within 48 hours in person to the sheriff's office, and it cites the Florida statute that he's prosecuted under in this information, and that failure to report that information is a third-degree felony. But he also testified in open court during his direct that they're also able to help cure those things. And in fact, my client did cure it in February of this year when he was asked to provide those tag numbers. The vehicle has been continuously tagged, insured, and registered. It has always been out in the open. It's never been secreted away. It's never been something that he's used to go and try to do nefarious things that we concern ourselves with, which is why the sex offender statute exists to begin with, is to safeguard the interests of the public and to make sure that he's not doing anything of that sort. In the years that I've represented Metro State and Mr. DeWitte, and in the years prior to that, Mr. DeWitte has not been accused at any point of doing anything sexual in nature while either on probation or not. Every one of his violations have had to do with other non-compliance issues. So the notion that by not having this tag number, the public at large is at risk is fallacious and is not supported by any evidence whatsoever that's ever been presented either to this court, in this jurisdiction, or in Orange County. He's not a threat sexually to anyone. There's been no allegation that he's a threat to the community, which would justify not being the beneficiary of a downward departure. And so going on to a quote from the affidavit, it indicates in here that the vehicle on the 29th of 2022 was observed on property when this affiant, the detective, went to the property. And he says, during this incident, I observed a black Dodge Charger backed into the driveway of the residence. I spoke with Jeremy's probation officer, Officer Jay Woods, whom advised that the vehicle was Jeremy's and that he does in fact drive the vehicle. In that statement, he goes on to provide a tag number that he says Mr. Woods provided to him. Again, the purpose of me saying that, Judge, is this is a vehicle that was known about by the law enforcement officer that was responsible for supervising my client. And in no time did he tell Mr. DeWitte, hey, you're missing this tag number, go down and fix this, this needs to be corrected. And while the buck definitely stops with him, I do think it is probative to the notion that this is done in an unsophisticated manner, meaning Mr. DeWitte wasn't trying to be secretive about it. He wasn't doing something surreptitious, but it was in fact unsophisticated in as much as if you look through the extensive records that show all of his registrations, you'll see that there are a number of tags missing from various vehicles. Now, obviously, those vehicles are not on his property at his home, but because those vehicles are belonging to Metro State and he is the sole proprietor, he nonetheless has that obligation to maintain those requirements. And so I think what's happened here is Mr. DeWitte has certainly of his own accord put a rather large target on his back. And that target has been repeatedly punched as often as possible by law enforcement. I think that anyone else, having been in Mr. DeWitte's position, but Mr. DeWitte would have probably been afforded an opportunity to cure that defect and not be sentenced to what amounts to 7.5 or so years in prison over a missing tag. It's absolutely an unjust and absurd punishment to require that he serve that time. It does not serve any meaningful purpose. The curative action in February has resolved the lack of tag on that record, and we believe that the best kind of step moving forward would be to give Mr. DeWitte a sentence that's fair and just. He's been incarcerated on this case for 424 days as of today's date, both from the original arrest and from his remand. So he served about 1.5 years of time in jail as a result of not having a tag number on the registry. And again, there having been no showing of any kind of nefarious conduct on his part that he's threatening society in any way whatsoever, we think that a sentence that's a guideline sentence is truly unjust and is not warranted. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, the court has done its best to unimpassionately afford Mr. DeWitte his due process rights and respect his presumption of innocence pursuant to the jury verdict. That presumption of innocence has now ended, and the court is charged with fulfilling its obligation to sentence Mr. DeWitte according to a number of factors. One of those is the Criminal Punishment Code score sheet. Well, the court agrees on some level with the defense that reasonable minds can debate as to registration requirements are draconian or, on the other hand, appropriate. The court agrees that reasonable minds can debate whether a violation of this type is a offense level 7 scoring prison time itself. The court's sentencing authority comes from the legislature and the statutes contained in and passed in the state of Florida. Pursuant to the score sheet, Mr. DeWitte has a prior record that is in excess of 82.3 points itself. This being a level 7 offense, scores 56 points. When the math is tabulated, Criminal Punishment Code score sheet indicates that the lowest permissible prison sentence in months should be 82.73 months. The defense has made a cogent argument that the defendant has shown remorse, that the offense was committed in an unsophisticated manner and was an isolated incident. The court has heard the defendant's statements this afternoon. The court has sat through the jury trial, which unanimously found him guilty of a criminal offense as alleged in the information. The court has reviewed a score sheet and notes that he has previously been convicted of failing to a registration requirement of failing to report an email address in 2019 CF 12733, failure to report a driver's license to a driver's license office for a renewal in 2020 CF 3570, another failure to comply with registration requirements in 2020 CF 1977. There is an allegation that he failed to register a motor vehicle information, a similar offense to this. The court cannot find that this offense is isolated, and the court does not find that the statutory downward departure has either been proven or would be appropriate in this case. The court is going to follow through with its obligation pursuant to its oath and sentence Mr. DeWitte to 82.73 months in the Department of Corrections. He will get credit for the time that he has already served.
204 days.
There's going to be some court costs that are imposed.
$666.
These costs will be waiting for Mr. DeWitte upon his release. Mr. DeWitte, those costs need to be paid off within the next 9 years. I'll give you a chance to get out, land on your feet. You will let the clerk's office know what you can afford on a monthly basis. And stick to that. You won't have an issue with them. If you don't pay court costs, they could request to suspend driving privileges. You have a right to appeal the judgment and sentence to the court. If you wish to appeal, you must do so in writing. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Mr. Ledan, do you know if Mr. DeWitte is going to be requesting consideration as an indigent defendant for appellate purposes?
I believe he will be, Your Honor, yes. And I'd also like to comment, I don't believe that the time served computation is accurate. I'll work on that, and if I can submit to the court the correction, I'll...
Of course. I definitely want to give Mr. DeWitte accurate credit for time that he has actually served on this case.
Yes, and finally, I anticipate what your answer is going to be, but knowing that Mr. DeWitte's entered a plea to a federal matter, does the court have any opposition to a sentence being run concurrently should he be sentenced to another sentence?
I don't believe I've got the jurisdiction to impose or object to what a federal sentence is, so I will defer to his either the magistrate or the federal judge to make a determination as to whether it's appropriate to run that sentence consecutive to this sentence. This sentence is running neither concurrent nor consecutive to any current sentence because it doesn't appear that there is a current sentence.
There is not, Judge. Finally, for appellate purposes, I don't know if I need to renew my judgment of acquittal, but for the record purposes, I would like to reiterate we move for a judgment notwithstanding the verdict in this case based on the arguments we've previously made regarding the reasonable hypothesis of innocence, the client's conduct, and the evidence that was before the court.
Noted and denied on the same basis.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Collins, have I omitted anything?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Mr. DeWitte, I am uncertain as to where you will be transported next. Does he have additional cases in Osceola County?
He does, Your Honor. There's 2 additional cases in front of Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. Is Mr. DeWitte currently set for pretrial with us?
He is, Your Honor. Those cases are with the Public Defender's Office. I believe they are coming up in November.
All right. Thank you. I don't know whether the federal agencies will collect Mr. DeWitte for sentencing, but our next date is on November 20th with a potential trial period that begins December 3rd.
My understanding is federal case is set for December, possibly the end of December, if I remember correctly.
All right, thanks. And we're going to then hold on to Mr. DeWitte in the Osceola County Jail pending our resolution of his remaining cases. We'll see him on November 19th at 9 o'clock.
And Judge, you may have already said it, but since Mr. DeWitte's previously been found indigent, does he need to do anything in order to be found indigent for the purposes of appeal?
There's usually a separate form that we
I'll
fill out.
Can I do that while he's here, Judge?
Of course. I'll say.
Thank you.
All right, that will conclude our sentencing hearing. Thank you for joining us remotely.
President, who is a footballer now? Who's a footballer now? He's in a state certified agency, and he can't find his pass. His cell is lonely, but the one is moving. But the one is moving. Who's a fuckboy now? That isn't me. Yeah, it's me. Who's a fuckboy now? That isn't me. Motor one didn't